Hi guys, this is week 10 Project Life, and instead of a kit this week I thought I would do another 5 favourite things challenge. So let's have a look at the 5 things that I'm going to be working with this week. I was having a bit of a clean up of my desk area and I had a whole pile of my digital printables that I had previously printed out, so I'm going to use them. I've got 3 or 4 different kits here. I have got a stamp set from Kelly Stamps. I have got some tiny word stickers from Citrus Twist, a couple of different sets of puffy heart stickers, and a couple of different white alphas. Now the bigger thickers are very old from my stash, and the newer ones are from the latest Paige Evans Pick Me Up collection. So if you want to join in on my challenge, then grab those 5 things and let's get started. So like I said, I had a whole pile of these printables already printed out, so I decided just to use them to fill in the spread. So these 3 cards I've started with are all from my latest Little Moments kit. Actually, so is that one there. And I'm gonna cheat just a little bit because I didn't really like the pink rainbow. It didn't really go with the rest of my spread there, so I did go away and crop just the bottom of it in Photoshop and print that out as a 4x6. I had that vellum piece, which was from my Silver Linings kit, was one of the papers that I had printed out on vellum, and I do want to use it because it looks really cute. And the little dotty paper there that I'm going to trim down, it's a traveler's size notebook page, but as you can see they're easily trimmable to fit to 3x4 sorry, or 4x6 for Project Life. So that one is from my Rise and Shine kit, and I've just trimmed that down to 3x4. And then again I cheated because I decided since I was using printables I would print out the cut apart sheets from a few different kits so I could grab some of the tags and labels, since I love tags and labels. So the first one there was from my December Dreams kit. This one again is Silver Linings, and then I've got the Little Moments ones too. So all of the kits have tags and labels, so I decided just to reprint a few of them, so I had a few embellishments to work with, because the 5 things I've picked this week really only gave me puffy stickers and tiny words. So I could go and you could go and grab anything you want out of your stash, but I really liked the fact that the digitals had those in there, so I just very quickly printed them out, and now I'm going to trim those down. So like I said, it's just tags and labels, and they don't take very long to trim, even just with your scissors. So the ones I picked were generally all blues. My spread's quite sort of blue and green this week, so those were the colours that I'd gone with, except I do end up with one pink tag because I know that will be perfect with my breakfast for dinner photo. So I'm not quite sure at this point how I'm going to tie the pink into it when it is so predominantly blue and green, but I really did want to use that yes, no, maybe tag. So at the moment I'm just faffing about with tags, and although I like things in lots of 3s, I didn't like the way that there was like 2 bunches of tags down the left hand side. I know I really want to use tags for the title card, so I decided to use create the title card first and then create the rest of the spread from there. So I'm going to use a piece of that vellum. That's one of the reasons I love digitals. You can print them on whatever you want. You'll see that larger blue piece of paper on the left hand side there is like a metallic sheet, so you can really print your printables on anything you want to, and I do like them on different papers. I had thought I would add those tags vertically, but I did like it so much better horizontally, so I have just flipped that around. I stuck them onto the vellum first, and then just used where the tag was on the vellum to hide the tape so that the tape doesn't show through the vellum. And then I'm going to add these larger thickers, just because I think the smaller ones will get a bit hidden on this layout. Although the numbers on here are really small, so they're not the same size as the week, so I wondered about adding them below it, but then I think they look better on the side, and I'm going to add the tag, the label underneath to do my date stamping on. So I just gave that a quick swipe of tape runner there, and this is a new tape runner. I grabbed this one from scrapbook.com and it was just their own branded tape, and I really like it, so I might get some more of that. Added my date stamp, and that's pretty much my title card done for now. And so on this card in the middle here, I'm just going to add my journaling with my typewriter. And I didn't do my usual trick of sticking it onto scrap paper first. I just put that straight through the typewriter, so you can see it's really top heavy. So to fill in that gap down the bottom, I just added one of those puffy heart stickers, which gave me the idea that that's how I'm going to tie the pink into this spread. So for my breakfast for dinner photo, I'm doing the same thing. I'm layering the vellum behind the photo and then using the photo to hide the glue on the vellum. And then I'm just going to add that pink tag on. Now, different from usual, I haven't punched any holes or added any thread to these tags. I'm just leaving them as is. But I am going to add one of those stamps from the Kelly stamp set underneath the yes. I think it says oh hell yeah, because breakfast for dinner is a big thing around here. On this photo of me taking Lily for a walk, I'm thinking there might be an opportunity to create a cluster of stamps or these little stickers down the bottom where my shadow is, because it means I can stamp with white ink and the stamp will show up really well. So I just added one of those tiny word stickers first, and then I am going to add a couple of stamps on either side of that. Didn't really measure very well, and I was being a bit cheaty. I stamped both at the same time, and I didn't measure anything out first before I put the sticker down, so they are a little bit close to the bottom. So I just filled in that gap there with one of those white puffy hearts. And for this photo here, it just gets stuck down onto, I will say, paper. It's I had printed those traveler's notebook size ones on quite a thin paper, so it does make it difficult to put into my pockets later on. So that is a tip for you, that if you're going to use them as pocket cards, then probably printing on a thicker paper would be helpful. Whereas if I'm using them in my traveler's notebook, I do tend to print them on nothing sort of thicker than 100 GSM, just to keep the bulk of my notebook down. So this is where I decided I didn't like the third tag, well, the third cluster of tag. I think the reason is because there's already 2 tags at the top and 1 down the bottom. That in my eye counts as 3, so adding that other one was a 4th, despite the fact it's only in 3 locations. So I just removed that and just stamped again with the white ink directly onto the photo, and then I'm going to do the same thing as the other photo there and add a tiny word sticker. And then again, to fill in the space, I'm going to add a puffy heart, one of these pink or red ones. Again, it's tying in just that tiny touch of warm colour, and I think it sort of works well too, because there is that red, well, it's fake hole reinforcer on that turquoise tag at the top. So it's just a predominantly blue and green spread with little pops of pink around it. For this photo, all I want to do is just add a little bit of stamping, and on this stamp set is a little hashtag stamp, but it's separate to everything else, and I want it to say hashtag adultish. So to get it close enough to the word, I did trim just a little bit of the stamp off, just so I can get it as close as possible to the adultish. And I want to run my stamping around my steering wheel, so I did just the same trick as I normally do, which is placing the stamp on the photo first and then attaching it to my block. Now, I totally didn't get it perfect this week. It is a little bit wonky, but it's close enough for me. Literally one more puffy sticker for this photo, and then I think I want to add another tiny word just to the breakfast photo. I do feel like now I'm looking at it, there's too many of those little tiny words again, because now I've got 4 instead of 3, but yeah, it's too late now. Couple more puffy stickers to the title card, and I'm calling this week done. Do let me know if you join in on this challenge. It is a great way to use up your existing stash. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. There's a couple more videos on screen if you want to keep watching. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye!